To what one thing do you most attribute the achievement of your noteworthy success? For almost 30 years, Paul Rhines has asked some of the world's greatest successes from all walks of life that very question. How would you like to have the opportunity to pick the brain of some of the world's greatest successes from all walks of life? Would you enjoy being able to hear what successful people most attribute to the achievement of their noteworthy success? Names like Dr. Richard Bandler, Secretary of State Colin Powell, superstar Rod Stewart, tennis great Boris Becker, 13-time All-Star Tony Gwynn, marketing mastermind and father of the infomercial Ron Popeil, Olympic great Bruce Jenner, and more. Do you think that you could benefit from hearing their insights and strategies for achieving great success? You bet you could. Find out what separates a superstar achiever from an average achiever in this one-of-a-kind program that is over 25 years in the making.
Anybody here ever heard of Tony Gwynn? This guy's batted over 300 15 years in a row. He bats over 300. That means he's up in the top ranks of all batting champions in the world. But you know what it translates to? Thank you. 70% of the time that one of the best in the world went to go and do his job, he fails. And he's among the best. He just looks at it as a result. You guys go out, you don't close everybody, you don't get everybody on paper you talk to. Now, here's the thing, you can change only a little bit. Because Tony Gwynn doesn't do anything dramatically different from the next guy who comes up and bat behind him. It's small. You look at the PGA Tour, Steve Miller, PGA golfer. He cited that the only difference between the top money winners on the PGA and the also playeds comes down to 1 stroke a day. A single stroke a day makes the difference between being a top money winner and somebody who just played. So if you change only a small thing, if you're not getting the results that you want, you'll be...
To what one thing do you most attribute the achievement of your noteworthy success? For almost 30 years, Paul has asked some of the world's greatest successes from all walks of life that very question. Find out what their answers all shared in common and how they can help you achieve greater success in this inspiring program from Paul Rhines. This unique program is perfect for professional groups, sales teams, management, students, or anyone who wishes to tap into the wealth of knowledge possessed by the greatest achievers of our time.
Hi and welcome again. My name's Paul Rhines and I'm here with Olympic gold medalist Bruce Jenner, and we're going to talk to Bruce a little bit about his success and find out the things that are most important to him to motivate him and inspire him to achieve the things that he has. Bruce, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Paul. It's my pleasure.
Great. First off, Bruce, I guess people really understand that you've achieved great success over the course of your life, but I think that a lot of people probably don't understand that it didn't come real easily for you. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Oh, no. When I sign my autograph, I like signing it dream big, work hard, because they both go along together. I mean, I had to dream real big in the Olympics and, you know, set your sights very high, but also you had to work very hard. And I think that's one thing that athletics does, is it gives you a really strong base as a young person that realize that, you know what, they don't give anything away in life. Whatever you want in life, you got to work for. And I thought, although I was 26 years old when I won the games and very naive and this and that, one thing I did know how to do, and that was to work. And you take those same thoughts and ideas and you relate them into the business world, into your personal life, whatever it may be, and raising children. You know, makes a big difference because nobody's giving anything away today.
And that's the truth. I'm curious to know, how does somebody set their sights that high?
It's a long process. It doesn't start off by thinking your first day in track and field saying someday I'm gonna win the Olympics, or your first day in business that I'm gonna be Bill Gates.
The world, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be Bill Gates. So it's a long process that happens over a long period of time, hard work and dedication. But you'd have to develop. Probably the most important thing is you have to develop a passion for what you're doing. It's about passion. It's about loving it. It's about waking up in the morning and be excited about that day because I've got so many things I know I want to do and move forward in my life. And if you can develop that and find that area in your life, whether it's in the athletic world, the business world, your own personal life, whatever it may be, then life becomes exciting.
As our viewers know, Bruce, I've had the opportunity to interview a great number of people concerning their success. And one of the things that I'm hearing in you is a common theme that I hear from successful people, and that relates back to passion and the ability to get yourself motivated and do those things. Tony Robbins has certainly made a life, out of teaching people that.
Which is, people need to be told that. It's good stuff.
Yeah, they do. I know that you're a sought-after corporate trainer and motivational speaker, and in your programs, you teach people, or your message to people is raise the bar for yourself.
Challenge yourself. Maybe.
Yeah. How often do you raise that bar?
To where you're always challenged every day.
Great answer.
If the bar's too low, it's too easy to get there. You don't have to work very hard. You move on. And you get bored. But if you wake up in the morning and you got a lot of things to do and a lot of challenges ahead of you, the bar's up there pretty good.
Sure.
But if it becomes easy, then you got to take it to that next level and raise the bar up a little bit more than that. So it's fun, because that's the fun part, and that's actually one of the reasons I retired when I did. In 1976, I had climbed every mountain I could possibly climb. There was nothing left in the sport to do besides do something again. And to me, the fun part was always climbing up the mountain. It's not so much getting there on top, but the fun is the climb. I mean, I remember all the training and the things that I did leading up to the games. The games were just kind of the culmination of 12 years of hard work and labor. The fun part was getting there. The fun part was getting there and being in a position and pulling it off. Yeah, it's always that. It's the journey. That's the fun part.
Who was a real influence for you to motivate you to pursue that? I know your high school coach.
Somewhat high school, but I was very self-motivated. It's not that I had a few people certainly that had impact. You have your family and one coach in particular, a guy named L.D. Weldon, who was just a great human being. He was my track coach in college, but he was a great human being. But to be honest with you, I look back and I was a dyslexic kid, so I suffered from terrible low self-esteem, and I thought everybody was a better student than me and a better reader, and I flunked second grade, and I hated to go to school because I was afraid the teacher was going to be, afraid the teacher was going to make me read in front of the class. And then all of a sudden in 5th grade, I found what I call my arena to play in, and it was gym class. The coach said, everybody's going to go out there and run around these chairs and come back, and I wound up having the fastest time in the whole school.
Sure.
And it was the first time I ever accomplished anything in school. I was running around a bunch of chairs, So I thought, what is this thing called sports? This is kind of fun. And that kind of started the process, And I think a lot of people in their lives, they have to have, to reach great heights, there has to be some kind of deficiency there. I think there's got to be a little something that's a little bit off to make you go and push that hard. And for me, it was always that little dyslexic kid who, had to outwork the next guy. Not to say if I hadn't been dyslexic, I couldn't have won the games, but on the other hand, if I hadn't been dyslexic, I don't really think I would have won the games.
I've read that you've said that.
Yeah, because it made me special. It made me different. I needed sports.
Sure.
It was really important. I needed sports.
You embraced it.
I embraced it. I loved it because that was my little thing. That was my way to prove myself to the world. So eventually you take it there.
Well, your accomplishments are certainly numerous. Author, producer, actor, corporate trainer.
Yeah, I know.
To what one thing, Bruce, if you had to summarize it, to what one thing would you say you most attribute the achievement of your noteworthy success?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one. One thing. I'd have to say